Hello everyone, this is Chris with StickerFab.com. Let me tell you what today is not. Today is not the installation video for the little pony Bronco insert for the automatic shifter. Some customers did ask for that, and I was finishing that up today. I thought it might be too small to inlay, but as you see it can be done. Today is the installation video though for the grab handle inlays. So you got that nice logo there, but there's really no color to it. It's not that visible from the outside when you approach the vehicle as well. But if you come over to the other side, the side that I was testing the product on, getting the template for it, even as you approach the vehicle, you can see it pretty clearly right there. The inlay worked out really well. I'm really happy with it. Looks good with the dash inlay, and it's going to look good with that shifter inlay as well. Some customers were concerned that this installation would really test their patience, but I'm not that good of an installer, to be honest. So all the tips and tricks that I give you guys should be able to get you through the install. I'll go print out some of these and we'll get right into that. Alright, so we're kind of at a weird angle. Hope you guys can see this pretty well. Here's my weapon of choice. This is the installation tool that I'm going to use to help me get these installed. This really is kind of like nostalgic, brings back memories of my childhood. My parents had this little blue set of screwdrivers, and I used to tinker with all sorts of stuff with them. Pretty sure these easy ones can be like found at the drugstore. Anyways, I guess I'll go with the smaller one. I had only brought out the bigger one because I thought I lost the smaller one in the vehicle somewhere. This is a pretty new vehicle, so I'm not really worried about this being dirty up in here. You can use an alcohol wipe, clean that area, let it dry out. You want to make sure it's free of like any solvent, any protector or anything that adds a layer on top of it. You want to get right down to the kind of the rubbery piece. All right, let's start with our B. Now, I'm using this screwdriver to place the letter and then push down on it later. So, I would use like an X-Acto knife or toothpick or something with a pointy tip. However, I am going to be using it to push down the vinyl after it's already in. So, the screwdriver has kind of a big face, a big edge to it. So I can use it to push it down. I'm going to take one of the little lines and push that down all the way. Push down another line. Trying to make sure it goes where I want it to, so that it looks generally straight. And I'll finish with the last one. So as you can see, I'm using a combination of putting the screwdriver down and then the fatty portion of a finger, in this case my thumb, to make sure the vinyl separates from the screwdriver and starts to stick to the handle. We do provide you 4 sets, and you only need 2. In general, I try to give you guys more than what you need in case for some reason you botch the install or whatnot. I hate it when you get something, you're excited to install it, excited for your first mod, something to change up the look of your vehicle because you love your vehicle, and then all of a sudden you have nothing. You have nothing to show for it because you accidentally botched an install or something. So now I'm going to take my R use my nail to push down a little bit. I don't know if you saw right here, these little lines are very, very thin. I actually tore that one. You can't really see it once I got to push down. This is a good example. If you have another bee, you can redo this one. But when you drag it back and forth, you got to be gentle, especially where the blade cuts, the blade on the vinyl cutter cuts these out. It has to end somewhere, and it ended right there, which makes that easier to snag. I'm probably gonna leave it just like that unless this starts to peel up, because you can barely tell. I mean, if you're right here, you can tell, but if you back up just a little bit, you can't. It's like 75 degrees right now, and I'm in the shade. I do recommend you do this in the shade. Vinyl can stretch if it gets really warm. Now, you don't want to do this in the freezing cold either. You guys up north, I used to be up north. If it's like 40 degrees, this sucker's probably not gonna stick. So you still want it to be like over 70 degrees. General rule of thumb, good when installing stuff with 3M also. You don't want it to be cold, you want it to be above 70 degrees. I think they say 69 degrees, but you know, that warmth gets the adhesive really sticky. The end is a little funny. It can be trickier than it looks. Because it has that little piece of vinyl going diagonally, it tends to kind of want to fold up. It's not very rigid compared to some of the other letters, so that can make it just a little bit more difficult to deal with. Since you're using your hands to do this installation, make sure they're clean as well. I want to say you guys have been great in your support. You guys have been passing along ideas, sharing your installs. I mean, as long as this vehicle proves to be popular, I'm just going to keep on working on it. I mean, there's no reason not to. The support is awesome. It's awesome to see what you guys are doing to customize your vehicles, even the little things like this. Some of you guys might get this vehicle on lease. Some of you might daily it all the time. You don't want to completely wreck your vehicle. I used to have an FJ Cruiser when they first came out. People thought we were crazy for off-roading them, even though they were only like $28,000 to like $38,000. They said we had more money than brains, and I didn't. I was in the Army at the time. But I totally wrecked that vehicle. I think for trade-in, when I had my daughter and I had to get a sedan, I think I got like $3,000 for trade-in. I tried to search the VIN number later on. I couldn't find any remnants of it. I don't even know if they sent that thing to the scrapyard or whatnot. There we have it though, you know. I was able to talk to you guys, get this done. Nice weather outside. I think the key to it is this cheap screwdriver from the drugstore. This little guy comes in handy. Just going over all the letters, making sure they're where I want them. And we'll cut to another scene and I'll show you what that looks like. Pretty much no surprise here. It looks exactly like the other side. Glad to have done that installation together with you guys. Looks great. I feel like you could tell people that, oh yeah, that's a vinyl sticker, and they'd be like, no way. That's just how it was from the factory, right? But looks good. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification for so you get instantly notified of the new videos that I post up. Thanks again for your support. You've been wonderful. Stickerfab.com for these products.